Well, today I've been working on my latest assemblage artwork, so I'm going to show you that. Basically, I finished covering it in foil and putting the bitumen on and paint and sort of aging it and making it become unified with the rest of the actual artwork. So I'm going to show you what I did today. I'm also going to show you a new box that I've made, as well as one that I've started. And I'm also going to show you how to make metal roses out of tea candles. Really simple and really easy. Okay, so as you can see, I have put the foil over it and made it all sort of look like it's one piece, and really happy with the results. And I've put some flowers underneath, as you can see, and they actually come through on the artwork, which looks awesome. And they sort of go all the way around the back, and then I've got all this all done in metal. So now the artwork's actually unified and looks pretty cool. Looks pretty old as well. So the next stage that I said I was going to do is I'm going to add wings, and you know, I'm going to add wings on either side of the artwork. I made a bunch of eggs today, blue ones, out of this oven clay that you just throw in the oven for half an hour. So I made a bunch of blue eggs. So I'm going to be using those eventually. I'm going to try and carve them a bit as well. So this is going to look so cool with the light switched on. Anyway, that's that. This is the latest box that I made today. I still have to spray paint the crow on it, but it has a different keyhole on it, and yeah, pretty much the same everywhere else. But yeah, really happy with that, and that's going to have a crow's nest in it as well. That's going to have with the blue eggs. Now my latest one that I've just started today, another one, this one has this huge big, I don't know if you won't be able to see it yet until I've aged it, but it's got this button on the front, and it's got like this sort of creature, a mythical creature. It's almost like a half goat sort of dragon type thing, and then there's all these, you can't see them at the moment, but there's all these flowers underneath. You can sort of just see the relief of them, and they'll become much more prominent once I've aged it. But yeah, so I'm still drying that one at the moment. It takes a day or so for it to dry completely. So now I'm going to show you how to make these little metal roses that I use on my barbed wire sculptures. They're pretty simple, and I'm going to show you how to do it. Okay, so first of all you start with your tea candle casing for a start. Now what you want to do is you want to separate it in two parts. You want the strip that from around the side, and you also want the bottom. And the easiest way to do that, I find, is just to cut it down like that, and then bend it, and then simply cut around the base like so, until you get that. So then I usually use the back of the scissors and run it along the edge, so there's nothing sharp, because you've created a sharp edge, so just be careful you don't cut yourself. Same with the flat bit, you just do exactly the same thing. Okay, so now with the long bit you want to roll it up, because you want to create like the center of the rose. So you just roll it up as fine as you can roll it. Yeah, so you just roll it up like so until you get that. And then you can just push the bottom a bit so it comes up a bit like so. So that's the center of the rose. Now the next bit, you want to create your petals. So you take your round bit like this, and then it's just a matter of cutting it on yeah, 45-degree angle really. So you sort of get like that shape. Now to start with, you don't really have to make any cuts on the leaf. So what you do is you take your middle bit, and then you grab your first petal and then just using your hands wrap around it like so, squeezing it like so. Now I don't normally add glue. I've got a hot glue gun here ready to go. I usually make the first two petals and then I'll start gluing from there on. Okay, so you just repeat that same process with the next leaf. You just sort of bend it so it's like the top of it's got a little bit of a lip on it, like a typical rose petal. And then on the opposite side you place the next little petal, like so. And of course the center pops out, but you glue that back in later. It's a little bit fiddly, but just persevere with it. So that's that, and then now I'm going to make, so for the next petal it's going to be a slightly larger. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make two little incisions, two little cuts, sort of on the edges, so you can bend it a lot easier, and it'll actually fold on those bends. So then you come back and then you add it onto the other side. So as you can see, you can start to see that it starts to build up the rose. So what I'll do is now I'll come back and glue each individual section with a hot glue gun. So what I do is I take the petals off and then I just put a little bit of glue in towards the bottom, and then I come along with the petal and slot it back into the space that it came from, and it dries pretty quickly because it's metal. So you just keep on building up another, I don't know, about another 3 petals until you're happy. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with that. You just might have to push it around with your fingers and reshape it to get it exactly how you want it. Then all I'm doing is just taking a piece of copper wire, because I want to create the stem for the actual rose, and then all I'm doing is just, once again, hot glue gun on the bottom like so, and then applying the end of it. I'll just sort of make it into like a little ball and then just push it onto the glue before it dries, and then maybe wind it around a couple of times, and then you're done. And all you got to do is paint it. I just spray paint it. I spray paint it yellow first and then red over the top, and yeah, then you get your little rose. Simple but effective, and it's your own. So I've finished this crow's nest box finally. I'm really happy with how it's turned out. Got nice little leaves attached to the roses as well, and this one has 2 little blue eggs in there. So yeah, that's that. Really happy with it, and next, time to move on to the next one.